आपसे कह रहा हूं कि अगर इसमें हमने कुछ किया, FIR अगर काटी, तो ये तो आज शाम पाकिस्तान के बड़े तरीन लोग जो हैं हमारे को कहेंगे कि इसको रिवर्स कर दें। और उन्होंने मुझे वो लिस्ट थमाई, एंड आई लुक्ड एट इट, एंड ऑब्वियसली देयर वर some of the biggest names of Pakistan were there. And I just asked him one question. I said, Salman, are you sure that what you have is correct? And he said, yes, sir. And I said, so what do you wish to do? He said, well, I think we should have an FIR against them. So I again asked him, are you sure that you are comfortable about your inquiry? He said, yes. So I said, go and file a FIR against every single one of them. And let me tell you that 4 billion rupees have been collected from just that one act alone. So we empowered them. Then we said, let us try and make it accountable. Let people also feel that we are not afraid of scrutiny. So I went personally as a finance minister to the office of the Federal Tax Ombudsman. And I said, sir, I have come to you to make a request, to let the world know that I have come to you, that the good work you are doing, and scrutinizing the Federal Board of Revenue and ensuring that the innocent people are not harassed by them, that there are no activities that inflict damage or harm to people's businesses, that I am with you in that. It has never happened like that before. And in this room I had a conference organized by the Transparency International where the Federal Ombudsman was here, and I flew in especially from Islamabad to let everyone know that we want him to do the best he can in checking our institution. It has never happened like that. And we said to the FBR, let us try and be service oriented. Let us try and respond to what the needs are. And so we found one of the big needs is that people don't get their refunds in time. So I summoned a summit of all the FBR people, and we said, this problem has to be tackled. And if people are taking bribes and issuing checks, then I demolished all authority of all offices in all of FBR to issue checks. And we centralized the check issuing system. So the checks are printed and the numbers are written on them and the names of the people they have to go to and how the monies are sent electronically or otherwise. It's all centralized in one single office. And last year, the year 9-10, about 22,000 checks were issued. And last year, after we took this initiative, 55,000 checks were issued. And the year before last, maybe 25 billion rupees were issued. And last year, more than double that were issued. And I say this here in front of everybody. All of you many of you are my dear friends, many of you are my respected colleagues, even elders. That if anybody can demonstrate that even a rupee of a bribe has been paid on any of these thousands of checks, I am willing to take the responsibility for that. So we are trying to do the best we can. And the results are beginning to show. We made bold and difficult decisions in trying to enlarge the net. It is not easy trying to enlarge the net for sales taxes, but we did. And we went and we eliminated zero rating. on 5 sectors on their domestic sales. And you know these are 5 of the most powerful sectors of Pakistan. And we stood and explained to them, and we were tenacious. And we said to them, this is a national duty, we will not budge on this. And I want to share with you that in this year, in the first 9 months of this year, tax collection, which has been a historic failure of our country, it's a collective national failure, irrespective of which government has been in place. This year, the first 9 months compared to last year's 9 months, the increase has been more than 25%, the highest ever. It has never happened like that in the history of Pakistan. To have global contraction, to have calamities, to have a security situation, to have difficult and challenging political environment, to have electricity shortages, to have gas shortages, and yet produce results on revenue collection, a result towards self-sufficiency that is unprecedented in our history. And similarly, last year we had exports that grew at 30%, the highest in our history. And last year and this year we have remittances at 1.something billion per month, highest in our history. And last year when we ended the fiscal year, June 30th, the reserves were 18 billion plus, the highest in our history. Of course we have difficulties, we have challenges. We have a world that is in a global kind of a contraction. It's a world that is getting definitely more uncertain. And the growth in different parts of the world is uneven and uncertain. And we have to manage as an open economy the challenge and the threat of oil price increases over which we have no control. We have the double difficulty that's how to pass it on or whether to pass it on, and if not, where to find the resources to absorb the shock. And it's a task which I don't envy anyone. So we need your support and we need your guidance and we need, of course, your quest for excellence. Because ultimately what you do is what Pakistan is all about. Governments play a very small role in what happens in the economy. What we can do is to play that small role or try to play that small role in a supportive way. In a way that is without arrogance and with humility, and to try and think we are there to serve you people. And this is the way we try to approach our job. At the same time, we have to give good policies, and we have to have our institutions work, and we have to ensure that regulation takes place so that nobody is tempted to overcharge or exploit or use their muscle in ways that are good for their shareholders but not for the rest of society. And again, here we have tried to give autonomy to our institutions, the regulatory institutions, whether it's the State Bank of Pakistan, and the governor is here. He knows I don't interfere in monetary policy. He's totally independent to take decisions on monetary policy. It has never happened like this before. And other institutions, the Securities Exchange Commission, the Competition Commission, they are free and they're autonomous and they're independent. And my goal is only to try and get good people at the top and to empower them and to leave them alone unless they come to me to seek advice. So, let me try and conclude by saying that the private sector is the engine of growth. The private sector is what will seize the opportunities of our location, of the abundance of our resources, and of the potential of our people. We are there, and we will be there, but our role should be supported while you lead the charge. And as always, it's a pleasure to come to Karachi and see so many familiar faces, so many good memories.